I'm Alan. In this video it's part 2 of making this tap guide. We finished making the tap guide and we look how to use it in the lathe and on the mill. So let's go into the workshop, see how we do it. So first of all, find the back jaw and then move in half the diameter of this bar. So I know now I've zeroed my DRO so that the back jaw face is on that diameter. I know that diameter is 4mm, so if I wind my table over 2mm, that should put the centre of the spindle on the edge of the jaw. Now this bar is 15mm. So what I'll do is come in from there 7.5mm. I'll zero my position. Come in 7.5mm. And that should put the centre of the spindle on the centre of this diameter. I'll take the edge finder out and change it for a centre drill. Centre drill. I've changed the centre drill for a 2.4mm drill. Now I'm going to tap that. That's a 2.4mm drill, and I'm going to tap 3mm that hole. I've just put a point, piece of rod with a point on in my collet, and that's so I can bring this down and locate on the centre of the tap. Now this is why I'm making a spring-loaded tap guide. There. With a spring-loaded tap support, as you lower the tap into the hole by cutting the thread, the support will still spring into the back of the tap. Here, as I'm lowering the tap into the hole, I have to lower the head of the spindle. Too small to get that in. That started anyway, so I can use that just to It's gone through. So all I need now is a 3mm screw to fit that. I found this little screw that fits, but it's too long, so I'll have to find a grub screw, but I can use this at the moment. I'm just taking the centre part we made, just put that in the vise on a couple of parallel strips. What I want to do is just machine a flat on there, so this screw will hit the flat, and it needs to be about 1/8 inch in each end, or about 5mm in each end. Put the centre that we made in the vise. I've come in 5mm from the end, and this is an end mill, and I'm just going to make a flat along the top of this piece. I've come down about 0.6 of a millimetre. Move it along the other end. Put another flat on this side. I'm just reducing it to 1mm, and it's important that the two ends have a square edge. The square edge will act as a stop to prevent the centre coming out of the holder. Step in there, 5mm from each end. Okay, the assembly. I found a smaller screw, but I could still do with a grub screw for this. You put the spring into the bore centre with a flat face. Now the screw stops the centre popping out, and that's the finished tool. Now to use the spring loaded tap guide on the lathe, just hold it in the chuck. If 12mm diameter is a bit big for your chuck on the end, you can just machine it down to whatever size you need. This fits in the chuck. In the headstock chuck I've put the nut. Take the tap wrench, guide, hold it into the nut, then turn the tailstock forward, till it engages in the back of the tap. Then as you turn, look at this part here, as you turn the tailstock forward, it puts tension here on the back of the tap. Then as you turn the tap into the hole, it keeps guiding the tap, so it's coming out. If you need more tension, just turn it round more on the tailstock until you've tapped the hole. Just remove it. Now if we go over to the mill, I'll just fit the spring loaded tap guide into a collet. Just pushes in slightly by hand, it doesn't need to be tight. Put the tap underneath. What I've done is just put a nut in just to show. Lift the head up a bit. If this was a hole I wanted to tap in the vise, just put the tap in. As you can see, it can move. I'll lower it down, so the spring loaded device here, put some tension on, lock it, then as I tap, as the tap goes down, the plunger comes out and keeps the pressure on, keeps it central. And once it's centred, then it can carry on tapping. Oh well, that's it for today. Hope that was interesting, hope it was useful, and we'll see you next time on Enots Engineering.